All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're talking about a front line, but it's not one you can find on any map. No, this is a digital battlefield. And on this battlefield, the safety of our entire nation can come down to something as simple as a single click, a shared photo, or even just a private message.
You know how it starts, right? It's usually just a simple notification on your phone, a friend request. But here's the crucial question. How do you know if that's just a harmless new connection or a carefully laid trap? A trap that's designed to threaten our national security. It's a huge deal, so let's really get into it.
Okay, first up, we've got to understand the nature of this threat. And look, we're not talking about bombs or bullets here. This is something much quieter, much more subtle, a silent danger that actually preys on the most human thing of all, our need for connection. So every single day, you have the brave personnel from the Indian Army, the CAPF, the BSF, the CRPF. They're all out there, standing guard, protecting our borders, making sure we're safe. But here's the thing. While they're watching our physical frontiers, a very different kind of enemy is watching them. And this adversary, well, they don't wear a uniform. They could be operating from thousands of miles away, completely hidden behind a screen. And their weapon of choice? It isn't a rifle. It's a perfectly crafted online profile, an entire fake person designed for one reason, to deceive and to exploit. So before we can talk about defense, we have to figure out, who are they even targeting? Right, so who's in the crosshairs? To build a solid defense, you first have to know who's most at risk. And believe me, these adversaries are strategic. They don't just pick people at random. They're looking for very specific types of people. You've got young Jawans, maybe new to the service and pretty active on social media. Then there are the tech-savvy folks whose skills could be turned against them. And you might not think of it, but even clerks are targets because they have access to really crucial, even if it seems boring, information. And of course, a huge one, anyone posted in a sensitive or strategic area. They immediately become a high-value target. And that quote just nails it, doesn't it? This really gets to the heart of the problem. This isn't about some hacker trying to break down a firewall with brute force. No. This is about tricking a person, manipulating them so that they willingly open the digital door and invite the threat right inside. So how exactly do they do it? Let's break down the main tactic they use to spring this trap. It's actually a classic spy movie method, just, totally updated for the internet age. It's called the honey trap. So what exactly is a honey trap? Well, to put it simply, it's when some kind of intelligence operative fakes a romantic or even sexual interest to get close to someone they're targeting. The goal here has absolutely nothing to do with love. It's all about information. The entire relationship, from the very first hello, is a complete lie, built for one single purpose, spying. So how does this whole thing play out? Well, it's actually pretty predictable. It usually happens in 3 stages. Step 1, they make contact. It's almost always on popular social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, maybe WhatsApp. Then comes step 2. They start building this fake sense of intimacy. We're talking constant chats, sharing made-up personal stories, using tons of emojis, all to create a false emotional bond. And once they feel that trust is there, that's when step 3 kicks in, exploitation. They start asking for little things, small pieces of information that seem harmless on their own, but can be pieced together to create a much, much bigger intelligence picture. Okay, but here's the good news. You can spot these traps if you know what to look for. There are some huge red flags. For one, there's this weird sense of urgency. They try to rush into a super deep relationship way too fast. Then there's the secrecy. They'll never want a video call, always have some excuse. Then come the probing questions about your work. Where are you posted? What's your unit like? And finally, if you pull back at all, they use emotional pressure, trying to make you feel guilty. Any one of these, seriously, is a massive warning sign. All right, so we know the threat, we know the tactics. How in the world do you defend against it? Well, the good news is there's a very clear official set of rules to follow. And I want to be super clear here. These are not just some helpful tips I found online. These are official guidelines, straight from our security forces. Think of them as a solid digital defense line. And if you follow them, you can pretty much shut this threat down completely. It all boils down to a really simple set of do's and don'ts. Let's start with the do's. You've got to verify all your online contacts. Keep your social media profiles locked down and private. And just be skeptical. If a stranger is being way too friendly, way too fast, that's a red flag.
Now for the don'ts, and this stuff is absolutely critical. Do not accept friend requests from people you don't know. Don't ever share details about your rank, your posting, or your unit online. Never click on sketchy links. And this last one is maybe the most important. If you get trapped and someone tries to blackmail you, do not hide it. Report it immediately. It is your best and really your only way out.
And look, following these rules isn't optional, because making just one mistake, having one single lapse in judgment, well, the price you pay for that is unbelievably high. First off, let's talk legal consequences. If you leak sensitive information, even if you didn't mean to, you can be prosecuted under the Official Secrets Act. And let me tell you, this isn't like getting a parking ticket. It's seen as a direct threat to national security, and the law treats it with absolute seriousness. On top of that, there's severe disciplinary action from within the forces themselves. We're talking about being kicked out of the service and even facing prison time. Just think about that. One moment of carelessness online could literally cost you your freedom. And finally, there's the personal cost. A career that you've built on honor, on discipline, on years of hard work, all of it can be gone, just like that, in an instant. You lose your job, your reputation is destroyed, and that's something that can impact you and your entire family for the rest of your lives. So we'll end with this question. It's a question not just for every person serving our nation, but for all of us who support them. In this digital world we live in, the front line is everywhere. It's in your pocket, on your screen, and our greatest weapon in this fight is simple vigilance. So you have to ask yourself, what is the price of just one single lapse from you?